Mark, how are you? I'm Matthias. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I wanted to thank you for the opportunity of working on this mono project. I wanted to make you a video of how the UI is coming along, and I'm going to show you both Windows and Mac versions. Now, for Windows, I'm running Windows 7, and the mono version is going to be 2.6. That's the long-term version, supported version. And for the Mac, I have a VMware virtual image set up. It's for macOS 10.5 Leopard. So, well, first of all, let's talk a little bit about the coding editor I'm using. I'm using MonoDevelop as the application development platform. I'm going to bring that up right now. And as you can see, I have a GTK form there. We have all the toolbars. You're not going to be able to see just yet the animation part. That's for duration and next, back, etc. Since that's the last part of implementation, I'm focusing right now on getting the tools and colors. I want to tell you that I had already made progress on the feature implementation, although that's not a milestone for Monday. Anyway, I'm going to run this. So that's F5 for running. It's loading, and here you have the form. You can resize it. The canvas will resize as you resize the window. Right now, for the toolbars, they're going to be fixed on these positions. I'm not sure if you want me to make docks or flying windows. I'm just using the UI mockup you sent me. Anyway, like I said, you don't have at this point displaying here the animation controls. But anyway, you have the tools. Now for the tools, these are toggle buttons. That means I can just press one and that will activate later on the feature. So you have the pencil, eraser, color picker, text, rectangle, ellipsis, line, and rounded rectangle. Now as you can see, these buttons are toggle buttons and they are all pressed. That's okay. That'll be fixed. I'm making still some changes on how the toolbars work. So we have the tools, we have the colors. I'm also finishing this up for the color wheel. You have the color and the palette for the colors. You have the tool size, which is a slider. This is one of the things I told you about, that perhaps the controls are not going to be exactly the same as you have them on your mockup. Now, okay. As you can see here, you have a rounded circle for the slider. On Windows, and actually for GTK, that's not a rounded button, but it's actually like I don't know, rectangle button here. That can be fixed if you want me to make a special control with a rounded with a rounded button. It will require a little bit of time, so I'm basically just setting up the UI so I can later work on the features. And unless you want me to do it right now, I can work on a custom made widget. So you don't have a rectangle, but actually you have this round button here. So for the checkboxes, you have the fill, and then you have the chroma key. Let's enable, and the color. The thumbnail of the image, the image control is here. I don't have an image loaded there, so you don't see it, but it's there. Also, you have the key range control. That's also a slider. Same thing with the rectangle, and rounded button applies here. Then you have the image. Now these are not toggle buttons. That means they don't stick. So if you have an image here, and the image editing area, doing here will flip it. So you see it doesn't stick around. Now, for the grid, that's a toggle button. So when you press this, you'll have a nice grid here, like you specified on the document for helping out once you get for pencil or I don't know, rectangle. So you have sort of a guide on how you want your image set up. Now for the buttons, at this point you have undo, redo, revert, and done. That's for the action history. Okay, I'll have this part ready for Monday, so don't worry. Now I'm gonna shut this off at this point, and I'm going to go into Mac. Whoops. Okay, here we go. So we got Mac OS Leopard. This is, like I said, it's a little bit slow because it's a VMware image, but hey, it works, at least for the preliminary testing. So about this Mac, that's 10.5 Leopard. Now I'm going to run the exactly same exe on this VMware image. I have mapped my Windows 7 machine. So this is exactly the same thing as if I went here, open the containing folder, in debug animation clip editor. So there we go. That's animation clip editor.exe, and here I'm going to run this again. So let's just run this. Actually, I think you can see there you have it. That's the path. So I'm going to run this animation clip.exe. Again, it's a little bit slow because I'm running a virtual image. Okay, there we go. We got the UAnimation Pro. Let me just move this a little bit. Let me get this out of the way for the EOS thing. Okay. Get back here. Okay, so we have the form. I'm just going to resize it so you can see it resizes. Oop. Okay. Okay. Remember, it's a little bit slow because I'm running a virtual image. When I'm going to send you this exe so you can test it on the Mac, and we can check out the performance. So we got the same thing here. We got the tools, the toggle buttons, we got the colors, we got the tool size and the slider as well. See the difference between the Mac and the Windows version? On the Windows you had like a vertical rectangle, and here you have a horizontal one. Fill, checkboxes, buttons, and grid. Also done, etc. I'm going to close this right now. Okay. So I'm going to upload this video in Flash format. Just tell me if you don't have a Flash player, or actually a player that can read FLV files. Just tell me, and I'll publish it in another format, like Windows Video or MP4, whatever works for you. Okay, I'm gonna upload this right now. So hopefully you see this in the morning and get me some feedback there. Alright, take care, Mark.